Aloha mai kako, a Kamamati Curtain Call, a program of reviews, previews, interviews, and features of and or with the great art and artists on Maui and beyond. I'm Paul James Brown. Last weekend, I traveled to the mainland to see some shows in Palo Alto, Phoenix, and New York City. Disney's Beauty and the Beast, the Broadway musical with music by Alan Menken, lyrics by Howard Ashman and Tim Rice from the book by Linda Wolferton, being produced by the 92-year-old Palo Alto Players, demonstrates that community theater can be as satisfying and excellent as professional theater. Remember, amateur comes from amo, amas, amant, which is Latin for I love, you love, he, she, it loves. These people do it for love and not for a living, although many of them could. Their passion for the work was on display every minute of the show, and the audience was at once in paroxysms and ecstasy. At the conclusion of Be Our Guest, the show was stopped for a full minute while the audience showed its appreciation. We all know the story about the cruel prince who was turned into a beast by an enchantress, and bookish belle, Sam Mills, who resists the egomaniacal Gaston, Frankie Mulcahy, much to his amazement that anyone could turn him down when every woman in town wants him so badly, particularly the three filles la vie, Michelle Allen Dogan, Emery Ronan Bacon, and the show's choreographer, Stacy Reed. Her father, Maurice Michael Johnson, an eccentric inventor, wishes to bring his horseless carriage to a fair. He gets lost in the woods and is attacked by a pack of wolves. Wounded, he comes upon a castle and, seeking safety, finds himself imprisoned by the beast. Belle finds her father and agrees to trade places with him. He returns to the town while Belle refuses to comply with the beast's orders and enters the forbidden West Wing. The beast catches her and she flees. She is attacked by wolves and the beast saves her, but is injured. Belle nurses him back to health and begins to fall for him. They dine together. This is when Mrs. Potts, Juliet Green, full disclosure, who is my stepdaughter, sings the wonderful title song Beauty and the Beast as if it were a bedtime story to her son Chip, 8-year-old Da Ni Lin, a transcendent moment in this show. I don't want to say anything more because should you find yourself in the Bay Area before November 21st, the show closes on the 20th, go see it. You will laugh, be moved, and supremely entertained. The cast is uniformly excellent, with several standouts. Gaston, Frankie Mulcahy, should be on Broadway. He has it all, leading man gorgeous, guns that will not quit, a great big, marvelous vocal instrument, and he can dance. He's a true star. Get this man an agent. The Beast is 6'8" Michael Reed, who possesses a mellifluous bass baritone, not to mention the definition of a commanding presence. As Belle, Sam Mills has both a marvelous chest voice and a Broadway quality belt. Her scenes with Maurice, Gaston, and the Beast were riveting, and she has a couple of moments, such as during the Gaston proposal and her moment during the dance with the Beast, that are unforgettable. As the prince's servants, who have been turned into furniture, crockery, and table settings, they are all excellent, with Arjun Shelf's Lumiere being a star. His move during Be Our Guest, which was astounding and I cannot describe, you had to see it, alongside his tango with the stunning sexy Babette, Caitlin Harold, raised the level of the entire show. Juliet Green was at once officious and loving as Mrs. Potts, and she is one of the Bay Area's finest singers with perfect pitch and truthful expressivity. Madame Legrand Bouche, Rachel Mickelberg, is a real opera singer, so she was perfectly cast, and Cogsworth, Ben Chow Chiu, brought much life to the proceedings. Mention has to be made about John Ramirez Ortiz's Le Fou, Gaston's second, and human punching bag. Mr. Ramirez Ortiz has terrific comic ability and created a self-effacing, sympathetic Le Fou. The production of this show is not easy. There are many set changes, and the production team, led by scenic designer Scott Ludwig, who also was the tech director and production manager, gets big kudos for successfully utilizing every possible way to create the settings, including video projections, drops, wagons, stair units, and carry-on and roll-on pieces that worked flawlessly and didn't slow the show down one bit. Choreographer Stacy Reed was assisted by Lee Hae Lee, and the dancing, particularly in Be Our Guest, where Lumiere was the highest kicker in the Rockette kick line, was so much more than what we are used to in community theater productions. There were several outstanding full-on everyone dancing numbers, but the specialty numbers featuring a sextet of real dancers, particularly the napkins and plates, were so well done with inventive and excellent choreography. Due to illness of the costumier, the costumes, which were first-rate, came from the Children's Musical Theater of San Jose. Elia Kazan said, quote, "Directing is 80% casting, 10% skill, and 10% luck," unquote. In Patrick Klein's case, the director of this show, he modestly said, quote, "80% casting, and the rest is Disney. You can't go wrong with Disney," unquote. While I would agree, you cannot deny the complexity of this show and the need for a creative vision that worked for this house, and that was clearly provided by Mr. Klein. Bravo! This show runs until November 20th. If you find yourself in the Bay Area, this is one you don't want to miss. Tickets are available at paplayers.org. It's at the Lucy Stern Theater on Middlefield Road in Palo Alto. Don't miss it. It's a real family show. Well, that's Curtain Call for this week. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Paul James Brown. Ahui ho!